as the host to just turn people's cameras on when you jump in. And so from here on out, I always turn that feature off because it was a terrifying experience for
Sure.
me.
Yeah, exactly. Poor woman. All
I don't even
right.
think she knew it happened. Like, I turned her camera off the moment I saw it. And so I'm pretty sure she's unaware, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah, right.
But it has mortified me for forever
It's
since then.
haunted you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet. All right, we'll get started here. Just give me how about one more minute, if you don't mind, Kyle.
Yeah, man. I'm on y'all's timeline, so y'all just tell
All right.
me when to go. I'm easy.
Okay, sounds good. Nate Moline, where are you? Oh, here I have everyone muted. Hold on a second. There you go. There you go. Is that? It's a wonderful Italian restaurant, and it's my wife's favorite restaurant, I would say, or top five at least. And it's this little Italian restaurant right on Lake Superior in Duluth. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
And I love.
it's pretty great. I won't lie to you.
Yeah. All right. So let's get started. I'm gonna introduce Kyle here. Cindy, do you want to introduce Kyle?
I think Kyle could probably, I mean, we can definitely introduce Kyle, but Kyle does a really good job introducing himself. So you could probably pass it right on to him.
You know, I think that's a good idea. I've not seen you present yet, Kyle, but I do follow you on Facebook. So I'm really looking forward to this. And I'm going to make you the host here and just let you take it away. It's clear to me that you know what you're doing. How about that? I'm going to make you the host.
Okay, cool.
And there we go. All right.
All right. So, guys, first of all, thank you so much. Cindy, you're the best. I loved getting to spend time with you when I was up in Wisconsin. And Andy, I've heard a bunch of great things about you. And hopefully we'll get to meet in person one of these days when we're allowed to, do that again. Mm-hmm. And I love getting to see so many of you that were a part of our event that we did in Appleton. And so this is going to be a lot of fun. I know that this is very different than getting to be in person. And so what I want to do to kind of get this thing kicked off, first I'm going to delete a couple apps that are open just in case they mess with bandwidth or anything. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to do my own little intro for you guys just so that you can get to know. I think it's weird in our real estate industry how we just parade people in front of our groups and we're like, this guy's the expert, you should listen. And then that's it, right? And we just shut up and we let the so-called expert go and we have no idea who these people are. So I wanted to just walk you guys in 3 minutes through my story. This is my mom and dad. They this year will celebrate 43 years of marriage, and they are two of the most unbelievable people in my life that I glean wisdom from constantly. And so this is where my life started. And so what happened to me, my story is, when I was in middle school, I got to be a ball boy for the Dallas Mavericks. And so I got to rebound for Shaquille O'Neal. I got to wipe NBA players' sweat off the floor. I am a huge sports fan, a huge sports junkie. And it was a really cool year that I got to do that. But I also did something else that I'm really proud of. Ninth grade, I'm 37 years old. So ninth grade was a long time ago. I really felt like I should start a Bible study. And for those of you that have high school kids, you know that is not cool, right? That is not how you make a lot of friends, by inviting people to a Bible study. But that's what was on my heart. And so we started a Bible study when I was in ninth grade at my parents' house. And over the years, we grew that from about 7 people in the beginning to 150 teenagers coming to my parents' house every Wednesday. And so I really got thrust into leadership at a very young age where I was leading my friends in very cool ways. And I think that's made a big impact on who I am today. I'm also what I like to call an overachieving underachiever. And here's what I mean by that. I have been to 5 colleges, so it makes me on the surface seem like I'm really smart, but I didn't graduate from any of them. And so that's the underachieving part. But it's cool because once football season starts, I can pretty much cheer for whoever I want because most likely I've attended a class there. And so I don't have to be a bandwagon fan. And then in my previous life, in my 20s, I spent almost a decade as a youth pastor. And so I got to love on young people and mentor them for a really long time. It was a really cool season of my life. That's the season that I met my wife. And so I got to speak in front of large groups. I got to baptize teenagers in the lazy river, right? I got to throw pies at people and do the dumb things that youth pastors get to do. And it was a lot of fun. And through a lot of that, I met the love of my life. This is my wife, Lana. We've been married this year will be 11 years. And she is the greatest human on the planet. She makes me better in every single way. And these are the 2 humans that she allowed me to help her create. All right, this is Harrison and Everly. Harrison's 7, Everly's 5. And the 3 of them, when we start talking, you know, at times about like, why do we do what we do? This is it. This is my why. It is to provide for them an unbelievable future and to lead them, love them, encourage them, equip them, and to the young people and ultimately adults that they're going to become. But aside from all that mushy stuff, I'm also really passionate about sports. These are my favorite sports teams, college and pro. And I also, just because I like to be honest, these are the teams that I despise. And so if you're fans of any of these teams, I'm really sorry. I will pray for you. And there is a future for you to come to the good side. But I just can't stand these teams, and I like people to know about it. And then finally, these are my favorite things. I'm a big fan of Jesus, but then the weight of my heart is to take me to hibachi, feed me chicken wings, or allow me to consume some sushi. If those things are happening, we will be best friends and get along at a really high level. And the reason that I'm glad that I'm here with you guys is because my favorite thing on the planet is helping people have light bulb moments. My favorite thing on the planet is coming into an opportunity like this where we're all connected in Zoom and something I say in the slides that are to follow wake you up to an idea, to a thought process, to a new concept where you go, that's it. That's what I've been missing. And so my hope for you guys is that each of you will have some sort of light bulb moment in the time that we get to spend together. And that's what's going to happen. I believe it. I taught this class an hour and a half ago, and everybody loved it. So I hope you guys will as well. And so what I want to do is I want to talk about leveraging video in a Corona world. Because here's what I really believe, guys, that even when our world recovers and we find ourselves in a new normal, I really think in the real estate space, you're going to be dealing with sellers for years to come that do not want a bunch of foot traffic in their home. I believe you're going to be dealing with people, right, that are germophobic, or a member of their family is more susceptible because of their immune system, right? For whatever the reason, I believe you're going to have people that are going to make this business harder for you. And so if you haven't figured out how to adapt, if you haven't pivoted to be more able to serve them, your business is going to struggle, because here's what I'm seeing every day. We have now created a leveled playing field. I spoke to a realtor 2 weeks ago. She is the #2 realtor in the state of Oklahoma. She closes about 10 transactions a week. And now she's closing 2. Guys, she has lost 80% of her business in the last 8 weeks. And the reason for it is because she refused to adapt to technology. She was old school in everything she did, in all of her ways of acquiring new clients and getting leads. She didn't do video. She didn't leverage social media. And instantly she found herself behind. And so for those of you that are new-ish, I want you to be encouraged today, because I truly believe that the playing field has been leveled. Those that understand and are willing to leverage technology, I really believe are going to win in this industry moving forward. And I want to help you get there. That's what this training is all about. And so I want you to think about a couple of data points. You know, we've probably all heard it said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And that was pretty cool, right? When I remember when I first heard that, I was like, wow, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Like, that's crazy, right? Well, now it's being predicted that 1 minute of video is worth 1.8 million words. 1 minute. And so this is why I'm so passionate about this subject. This is why I was so excited when Cindy asked me to do this, because this is what it's about. If you can find your place on video, you will always have business opportunity, because that's the power it possesses. But then also think about this. There's a lot of data that says that as human beings, the way our brains work, we have the ability to recall 95% of what we watch versus about 10% of what we read. So not only is video just more powerful because of the words that are involved, but it's also more powerful because it allows your people to remember you at a higher level. It allows you to be top of mind more often, which positions you to win in this evolving real estate world that we're living in. And so I wanted you to be aware of those things. And then before we jump in, here's a quote that I have really drawn to. I said this the other day, and I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but I said it and I thought, dang, that was good. Did I make that up? Did I hear somebody else say that in a podcast or on a blog? And I went, I think I made that up. And so here it is. I know I just hyped it up, so it's probably going to suck now. But the only thing you can control about social media is the commitment to keep moving forward. Anyone on this call that you've tried video, you've invested your time into social media, things have gone wrong. The video doesn't work. Your guest can't join. Your guest does join, but you can't hear them, right? Your internet tells you it's unstable. Your dog is barking relentlessly, right? Like, it's just unbelievable how often things go wrong. And so what I've learned is, if you want to become good at this, you have to just assume that things are going to go wrong and you're going to keep moving forward anyway. You're not going to let that be the moment that you go, see, this is why I don't do it, because it messes up sometimes. That cannot be our excuse. It cannot be it. So what I want to do with you guys is I want to give you 12 what I call video basics. The 12 ways that I watch realtors screw up every day when they're trying to do video, so that you guys can take the short track and get there faster and be confident in this. And then I want to walk you through 3 different platforms that we can leverage for video, and then specifics of what type of video we can be doing on each of those platforms. All right. And then if you guys have questions, put them in the comments or write them down. And then at the end of the presentation, then we will do some Q&A and I'll answer questions as long as you guys want me to. All right. So here we go. The first 4 of the video basics is this. Number 1 is look into the camera hole. And guys, I know this sounds really dumb, but this is a make or break thing in our videos, because right now I am looking at you. Every single one of you feel like I'm looking at you, but it's weird because Andy's face and Cindy's face and Nancy's face is over here. And so if I'm looking at Cindy for like validation of like, ooh, did Cindy think that was good? Well, now I'm not looking at you anymore. And it creates a disconnect. Or if I'm staring at my screen, now I'm not looking at you anymore. And I watch so many realtor videos where they just cannot, for whatever reason, look at the actual camera. because it's awkward. It's super weird, but we've got to do it because it creates a whole new level of engagement when we do it that way on our phones, right? The little bitty dot at the top of my iPhone, even though all the action is happening down here, I've got to be looking up here. And so looking into the camera hole is huge. The second thing is I would encourage you guys when you're doing a walkthrough of a property on video, shoot it in first person. And what I mean by first person is like you hold the camera yourself and you talk into the camera and then you flip the camera around to talk to the people. It's always funny to me when people try to make it feel more professional, but it's obvious that it's just an iPhone. And so like someone else is holding the phone for you and you're walking out in front of the camera. And I don't know why, I feel like those videos just don't connect to me as much as the ones that are just done very raw by the actual realtor themselves. So I would encourage you to shoot in first person. The third tip is don't wait for your live audience. So when you do a live video, whether it's on Facebook Live or you're using Zoom and pushing it live or another platform, don't wait. Because we've all experienced this. You jump on somebody's video and this is what they do. What's up, everybody? I'm going to wait a couple minutes to let people jump on. I'm out. The minute they say that, I'm out. Because I'm not going to sit here and watch you jack around for 2 minutes while you wait for the 4 people to show up that are going to come on your live video. And so we've got to remember that when we're in the live video realm, most of our views are going to come after we're no longer live. So by you waiting around for the live viewers, you're keeping the replay viewers from wanting to watch. So if you watch any of my videos, which I'll encourage you guys to go follow me at the end, I would encourage you to pay attention to how quickly I jump into my content. I say what's up to people, and then boom, I jump in. Because I want the replay audience to stay connected to what I'm trying to do, okay? The fourth tip is use headphones. When we are inside of properties or you're outside of the property, right? Showing the front of the house before you walk inside. What if it's super windy, right? What if you're in the living room with a massive vaulted ceiling and so now it sounds very echoey. So by wearing headphones, you make sure that your audio is clean and crisp throughout the entire thing, regardless of anything else. So that's super powerful. Also, in a minute, when we talk about doing interviews, when you're interviewing someone on a live video, the feedback can get really annoying if one of you doesn't have headphones in. So if both of you are wearing headphones, then you're going to get clean, crisp audio the entire time. So that's a huge, huge, huge thing when we're talking about video content. The fifth tip is use a tripod or a Steadicam. So this is one of my tripods. It's called a Joby, Joby. And so the tripod is this bottom part. You can attach anything you want to the top of it. So like this part holds the camera. You could also use the smaller one. But guys, here's what most people don't understand about tripods. The moment I put my phone in here, it's instantly more steady than if I'm just walking through a house like this. And I don't even know how the science works. But for whatever reason, when you're not holding the actual phone, it is always going to be more steady. And the more steady the video, the less likely people will be to get seasick and stop watching because they just can't handle the constant bobbing and weaving because you're just naturally shaking as you're walking through a property. Another thing that you can get is right here over my shoulder. It's called a Steadicam. It's a little bit more expensive, or you might have heard it called a gimbal, Gimbal. It's a little bit more expensive than a tripod, but a Steadicam is actually weighted, so you could literally jog with it, and it's going to keep your picture perfectly still. And so this creates beautiful tours when you have a Steadicam because it will be as if they're watching a movie of that house. It's so perfectly still. So those are going to be great tools for you to use when you're doing the stuff that I'm going to share with you next. The next tip is windows can be your enemy and your friend. So when you're doing home tours, do not stop to talk into the camera with your back to a window, because now you've got all that light pouring into the camera. And if clouds come over the sun, then it affects the darkness, the lightness. And so it just makes the video hard to watch. So we always want to position ourselves when we're going to stop and talk with the window facing us, so we get a lot of that natural light. Okay, that's a super simple thing to really think about to take your videos to the next level. The next video basic tip is don't show the whole house. If your listing that you're showcasing has 4 bedrooms, we don't need to see the 3rd and the 4th one, right? We know what a square with carpet looks like. We know what a bathroom with a sink looks like. And so when you're showing property, show us what I would call the sexy features, the sizzle features of the home, and then leave the rest of it to our imagination. And this is also going to keep the length of your tours shorter. It's crazy to me how many tours I see where I mean, the realtor is literally showing every square inch of closet in the house. I don't need to see every hall closet. I know what it looks like, right? So let's be very intentional about truly showing the selling features of the house and not just every inch of it because we can. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. All right. The next tip is protect the address. And here's what this means. As the agent, the only thing you have that the consumer wants is the address of the property. Once the consumer has the address, they no longer need you. They can Google that address and they can be on Zillow. They can be on Realtor.com. They can be on Redfin. They can be on any of these other websites that could potentially alleviate you from winning both sides of that listing. And so what I've learned in working with agents is do a tour of a home, put up pictures of a home, talk about the home, talk about the school district, talk about the subdivision, but don't say the literal address. And in your post or in your video, say something like, if you guys want the address, shoot me a DM or comment on the video and I'm happy to send it to you. Guys, when this happens, you now have a way to quantify leads from your social media videos. Because I cannot tell you how many realtors go, Kyle, here's my struggle with videos. I can't quantify if they work because I know that I'm getting views, but I don't know if it's actually producing opportunity. Well, guess what? The moment someone asks you for the address, that is now a lead. And so you can now quantify that video. Is that video brought me a lead? And so this is a really, really cool way that I think you can take your business to the next level, but it goes against everything you've always done because every realtor leads with the address. So I want to encourage you to consider stopping and seeing if that won't bring about some interest from people because that's ultimately what they want. All right. And then the last 4 video basic tips is this. When you do a live video from Facebook, when you end the video, there's going to be a blue button that says post. Before you post the video, on the opposite side from where it says post, there is a button that says save. Always hit the save button before you post it because that saves a high definition version of that video on your camera roll. So why does this matter? This matters because then you can save it to your camera and then upload it for Instagram TV or upload it to your YouTube channel right? We need to be maximizing our video content. And so this is an easy way to do it, because if you post the video first and then go back later to download it, you end up with a standard definition version, which just means it's going to be more grainy and pixelated than it could have been if you would have saved the actual high def version before you post. All right. The next tip is engage your live audience. When you're doing live things on video, period, when people pop in, say what's up to some of them, right? Make them feel like you're glad that they're there, right? The same way at the beginning of this video, right? I noticed Kelly, and Kelly has become Facebook friends of mine. We met at the event last year in Wisconsin. And so I said, hey, Kelly, guys, that makes people feel good. I feel good when somebody sees me pop into their video and they go, Coach Kyle, what's up? That makes me feel good. And so we can win really simple brownie points with people by giving them some shout outs when we're doing live video. Validate their presence. It will be a huge win for you. The 11th of the 12 tips is always create a description. All of us have seen this, where you come across a video in your Facebook feed and it has no description. It's just one of your friends randomly talking and you have no idea what they're talking about. Most people will not click on that video because they have no clue if it's going to be beneficial to them or not. Imagine if I called Andy and I said, Andy, hey bro, you want to go see a movie? His question is going to be, what movie? And if my response to him is, I'm not telling you, you're just going to have to wait until you see it on the screen. Most likely he's going to go, no, I'm good. Because that's weird. Well, that's the same thing we're doing when we put videos out there without a description. So you need to take time to create a very intentional description that gives someone reason to want to click and watch your video. This is a big, big thing that I see happen wrong every single day. And then guys, the final tip before we jump into specifics is you've got to be over the top and creative. Right now, leading this Zoom call, I have to bring so much energy to the table because of the distance we have because of video. And so if I just kind of sat back and I got a little bit more chill and a little bit more quiet, as if Cindy and I are, we're just having coffee at Starbucks, to you as the viewing audience, it would look like I'm almost bored, or I almost don't even know why I accepted to do this. So you've got to, when you're doing video, you've got to bring energy to the table. You've got to elevate your voice a little bit. You've got to raise your eyebrows up, and you've got to be overly excited. And when you feel weird, you've nailed it. I feel super awkward when I teach on Zoom because I'm so loud, I'm so animated, I'm so big and into it. And then that allows you guys to receive it normal on your end. So you've got to keep this in mind as you're doing tours. I don't understand why so many videos I watch from realtors, it literally looks like they're narrating a golf tournament, right? Like if you've ever watched golf, right, they get real quiet and they're talking like this, right? Because they don't want to be a distraction to the golfers. And that's sometimes how I feel like realtors show houses. And I sit there and watch and I go, why are you a realtor? You hate your life. And it's not true, but that's the way it appears because they don't understand how to bring the right energy level to video. The other part of this, guys, is we've got to be creative. We've got to do things to set us apart. This is why my background is what it is, because this is me expressing myself. I have quotes on my wall that I'm passionate about. I've got a signed and I've got an autographed and framed Ray Lewis jersey because I'm a huge sports fan and a huge Ray Lewis fan, right? And so you are getting an idea of who I am just by seeing the background while we're on this call. You've got to create the same environment for you. What can you do to stand apart? What can you do to bring some creativity to the table? And we can talk about that in the Q&A time if y'all want some ideas. All right. So I'm gonna stop sharing real quick. And before we jump in to the actual video platforms that I think we need to be leveraging, do we have any questions or thoughts up to this point? All right. I'm getting a duck face from Kelly, and that's all I need to know. I'm just going to keep moving forward. All right. So let's talk about the specific things that we can be doing. The first platform that I want to talk about is Zoom. Zoom has so many opportunities, right? We're on it right now, so we all know how to use it. So I want you to consider 3 different things. One, what if you had a 3D tour done of the property that you're promoting, and then you did a live 3D tour walkthrough? You can get onto Zoom in the same way I'm sharing my screen, so you see the screen big and me little over here in the corner. You could do the same thing. You could share the screen of your 3D tour, and then you could personally walk people through the 3D tour of the property. This is powerful, one, because some people don't know how to navigate a 3D tour. So if you do it for them, then they don't get lost in the technology. The second thing is you still get to showcase your energy and excitement for the house because you get to lead them through a tour. This might be, guys, your answer if you have a seller that says, hey, we really don't want people in our house, right? Our daughter has an immune disorder. And so we have to be super careful, right? This would be a great way to solve the problem of people not being able to jump directly into that property. Another idea for you guys is doing a buyer and seller walkthrough directly in Zoom. So here's how this would play out. You jump in Zoom with your sellers. The buyer's agent and the potential buyers also jump into Zoom. And then the seller walks you through the entire property while you get to comment on it. And then the potential buyer can ask questions. The buyer's agent can ask questions. And this would be a super engaging conversation that would be able to take place without any foot traffic coming into the home. Okay. The third idea is a simple picture walkthrough. And I saw this done the other day, and I thought, honestly, I thought it was going to suck, but I watched it and it was great because the realtor that did it was really high energy. And so he just pulled up the photo album from the listing and he explained each picture. And I was surprised at how well it went. And I think it's a great idea because here's what I don't want to see happen. For those of you that are currently struggling with video, if you're not careful, you'll look for reasons to not do it. You'll look for reasons to go, well, like all I have are pictures. Who cares? Guys, if you want to succeed in this new real estate industry that we're now living in, you've got to be willing to say yes and come up with solutions and not poo-poo on options. I know way too many realtors are like, no, that wouldn't work. I can't do that. No, that idea wouldn't work. And they love to do what I call critique bombs. They just critique the crap out of stuff, but they never bring a solution. And you will not win more buyers and sellers if you are a critique bomber instead of a solution bringer. So be a solution-oriented person and come to the table with ideas and options as opposed to all the reasons why that won't work. Because we've got to keep moving forward. All right, so that's Zoom. There's another platform that I love called StreamYard, StreamYard.com, StreamYard.com. It is a third-party streaming video service. They have a free version that I believe all of you would benefit from. And then they have several paid versions. So I'm on the first paid version. I think it's $25 a month. And here's what I would like you guys to consider. What if you put on what I call a virtual parade of homes? So this could work in several ways. This could be several of you just from the same brokerage. This could be that Stewart Title puts this on, on behalf of the brokerage in a certain market. This could be that like the broker chooses to host this for the 6 listings that are going live this weekend. And here's what this would look like. So let's say that you want me to host this virtual parade of homes. So I would have to be in front of a computer, and then I'm the host of the show. We go live at 2 p.m. on a Saturday. We've got everybody lined up in their 10-minute time slot. And so I'm the host, and we're treating this like a TV show. Guys, welcome to the virtual parade of homes for Stewart Title. We're super pumped to have you guys. And so we cannot wait for you to see the collection of properties that we have for you. And then boom, Cindy pops in. And she goes, we welcome her to the broadcast. She showcases her home. We ask her some questions, and then boom, Cindy's gone and Andy pops in. And Andy shows his property. We ask him some questions, and then boom, he's gone and Kelly pops in. And I think you could put together a really fun, creative way of showcasing properties that no one has ever seen before. Because let's be honest, a real parade of homes is not happening anytime soon, right? The idea of like carpooling with tons of people and tracking through a bunch of properties, that's not happening in the near future. So this could be a really fun way to showcase homes and get a lot of eyeballs on it, because you're able to tag a bunch of different people in the post, and I think it would get shared a lot of times over. And so consider what could look like. And if you have questions about it, we can talk more about it. The second thing that I think you could do with StreamYard is interview a vendor. If you want to figure out, like, how do I get more eyeballs on this listing? Invite the vendor over to the property if you're able to, and you could put on an interview with that vendor directly in the property. And guys, here's why interviewing is powerful. Or you could be in the property and they could be in their office and they can just virtually show up. But part of the point is, I want the background to be the pretty home that you're trying to ultimately sell. And here's why interviews really matter. If I interview Cindy, Cindy is going to share it because she's proud of herself, right? She's like, I just got interviewed by Coach Kyle. I want all my friends to see it because it makes me look cool and it makes me established, right? It positions me as the expert. But then here's what else might happen. A couple of Cindy's friends might share it. A couple girls in the office might share it. A couple realtors might share it, right? And guys, all of a sudden, all of those people begin to go, who's that Coach Kyle guy? I like him. I love his energy. He's really nice. He's funny, whatever they might say, right? And I am getting new people to influence because I interviewed Cindy. That is the power of you doing interviews. So this is a really, really simple thing for you to do. The third thing with StreamYard is, what if you used a co-host, right? What if Cindy or Andy, or I know we have some other Stewart Title reps on here. What if you told some of your realtors, hey, if you ever want to co-host on one of your property tours, I would love to do that for you. And you set it all up through StreamYard, and then you host their tour, and you just you're like the comedic relief, right? Like you just throw in a couple one-liners about, you love the marble countertops, you love the open floor plan, right? And it's so weird how in video, when you add multiple personalities, it just makes it more fun to watch. And so this could be a great value add for the people on here that you work directly with agents. And agents, I think this could be a great way for you to add additional personalities to your videos so that you're going to get more reach every time you do it this way. All right. So that's StreamYard. And if we need to set this up, Cindy or Andy, for later, I also have a really simple training where I just walk people through how to use StreamYard. And so it's not like a full hour training. We could do it in like 15 minutes. And so if that's something that people might want, we could talk about doing that later. Guys, the last piece here is just straight up using Facebook Live. I have built my entire business on the back of Facebook Live. I am looked at in my circles as the Facebook Live king. I do live videos all the time. I probably easily do between 100 and 200 of them a year. And it's my bread and butter. And here's the main reason why. Because for the life of me, I can't edit a video to save my life. And I would assume, not to judge you guys, but I would assume that because you're either a title rep or you're a real estate agent, you're not a video editor. And so I watch realtors all the time. They record videos and then they go, oh, crap. How do I edit it? And you want to add your logo. You want to add a black in and black out. And now all of a sudden, you're 6 hours into the editing of this video and you've had to watch it so many times, you freaking hate it. And then it never even gets posted. So how do I keep that from happening? I use live video. I turn on the camera, I do the video, I turn the camera off, and I'm done. I don't have to edit jack. That's the power, in my opinion, first and foremost of Facebook Live. So I would encourage you to think about that. And so let's talk about a few ideas. The first one is just do a simple walkthrough on Facebook Live. And here's how I would do it. I would treat it the same way you would do it if you had a client with you walking into that property. So I would start your video on the curb of the house so that they can see what the walk up to the house looks like, as if you both pulled up, you got out of your cars, you walked into the property, right? Let them see the curb appeal of the property. Then open the front door, walk them through the property the way you want to, only showcasing the big list items that are valuable. Show them the backyard, thank them for being there, remind them if they want the address to message you, and then you're done. Super simple way to execute a live walkthrough directly in Facebook Live. I would originate, if you can, I would originate most of these from your personal page, because that's where most of your influence is. That's where the largest amount of viewership is going to come from. Then you could put it on your business page second, because if you originate it from your business page, nobody's going to care. You're not going to get very many views there. And then when you try to share it to your personal page, Facebook hates that. So they're going to minimize the amount of people that they allow to see it. So we really need to be originating this from our personal pages if we can. All right. I would also, if you're not using StreamYard, I would interview vendors directly through Facebook Live. Facebook Live just brought back what they call the bring a friend way of doing Facebook Live. And so you can now invite a friend to join your live directly. And you'll either be a split screen side to side if your phone is sideways, or if you're holding it vertical, they'll stack you so that you'll be on both of the, so you'll be the bottom half or the top half, and they'll be the other. And so again, guys, a super easy way for you to increase your reach. You should be doing, in my opinion, you guys should be doing an interview video of some sort every single week. Every week. That's 52 interviews a year, and you will be blown away at the reach that you get every time this happens. And so this is a super powerful way to do it. And guys, the last piece is it should be simple, but for whatever reason it's not. What I've watched happen in our industry over the years is, because most of you get such good training, most of you have had the human trained out of you, and you have become, unbeknownst to you, a real estate robot. And so all you know how to talk about is real estate. And then you've taken all your sales training, all your negotiating training, all your prospecting training, all your script training, all of that. And then you've just vomited it onto your social media. And so you just look like this selling machine that doesn't give a crap about anything other than selling more houses. And so what I want to plead with you on is stop selling on social media and start educating about real estate. Become the expert of what you're talking about. Give people tips and tricks on how to create, more value in their home without spending a ton of money. Walk people through the buying process. Talk to first-time home buyers about the ducks they need in a row in order to prepare for home ownership, right? Begin to educate. The reason that I believe that I have become the person I am in this industry is because I am relentless with being an educator of social media. I am not a pitcher of Coach Kyle. You will rarely see me ever trying to sell myself because it's not about me. It is about me bringing value to you. And by bringing value to you, I get invited to speak. I get asked about my coaching, right? All of that is a byproduct of me bringing value to the table. So you've got to look back over the last month, 3 months of your social media and just give yourself an honest assessment. Am I committed to selling to people or am I committed to serving those people? And if you're committed to serving, you have a desire to help them be better. And the way we help people better themselves is to educate them on what we believe they don't know. And so when you begin to do this, guys, you will be blown away at the referrals that this brings to your business, at the new opportunities this brings to your business, because people will make your name synonymous with the phrase real estate. The moment they hear it, they're going to go, oh my gosh, do you know Kelly? All right. The moment they hear it, because you've gotten so good at educating people on that. And so this is my secret, in my opinion, to doing what I've done over the last 3 years in this industry. And so, guys, these are the types of videos that I would be doing, with those tips. And so I want to do some Q&A. Before we do, if for those of you that are new, if you want to follow me, I'm Coach Kyle Draper on every platform, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You can find me at Coach Draper. For those of you that would love like weekly teachings and coaching from me, please go get into my free Facebook group. It's called Top of Mind Selling. And you can go search it on Facebook, Top of Mind Selling. And I have almost 2,000 realtors in there from all over the country that I did a live video this morning in there. I did a live video yesterday. So I'd love for you guys to be a part of it. And then if you need any of my personal info, this is my website. This is my cell phone number, my email address. Please allow me to serve you in whatever capacity it is that you need. I am here to help. I love your leadership. I love Cindy. And I don't know Andy super well yet, but I already have a feeling like I'm going to love him. And so it's an honor to serve you guys. So with that being said, I'm going to stop sharing and let's just take, if you have questions, unmute yourself and let's talk about it. If you don't have questions, I know this is being recorded. Cindy has my slides. So if you want the presentation, she can get it to you. But what questions has this stirred up in you guys?
I have a huge question, if I can.
Yeah, Jim.
So first, why don't cows give chocolate milk? No, kidding. So the biggest question is, if a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to hear it, this is a serious question, does it make a noise? In other words, you can do all this video stuff, but if nobody's there to watch it because they're not connected to you, how do you get them to connect to you?
I love it, Jim. That's a great question. So the easiest way to do this is to start with Facebook. because that's the easiest place to grow our influence. Instagram is harder because we're trying to attract strangers. Facebook is where our people are. So Jim, the first thing that I would do is I would go to your Facebook today and then start clicking on different friends that you're already friends with on Facebook, and then go look at their friend lists. And don't add them all, because that's weird. That's weird, like serial killer type stuff, right? But let's say that Jim, you and I, like, we went to college together back in the day.
Oh yeah.
So you go to my page and you start scrolling my friends, and you're gonna go, oh my gosh, I remember Jim, right? Like we played football together, and so send Jim a friend request. Or I remember Samantha, we had chemistry together, and then add Samantha. And so only add people that you've known in some position in your life. And so what's going to happen is naturally, when you run into someone that you haven't seen in forever, the first question is, oh my gosh, Jim, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? And so you're going to end up having so many natural real estate conversations. And then it's also going to get you out of, if the tree falls in the woods, right? It's going to get you out of that environment as you begin to add more people to your personal Facebook page. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. The only thought there is with Facebook. And so how do you connect those people to your business page when you're posting this stuff? Because that's where you got to post it. Okay.
So I would first, again, I know every state's different. I would make sure that you're not only posting real estate content on your business page. And here's why. Because the business page on Facebook is where Facebook makes all their money. The billions of dollars, right, that they make every year comes from us boosting posts and running Facebook ads. So unless you're doing those two things, very few people will see any content that you put on your business page.
Yeah,
and this is where realtors get in trouble.
Ads, so
What'd you say, Jim?
I do run Facebook ads, and I do post videos to Facebook ads and things.
Okay, so that's great. So then what I would do is, that's going to benefit you in lead generation, but that's going to also cause you to lack the referral business that you should be receiving from your sphere. So you need to come up with unique content. And you and I can jump on a call at some point later this week or next week if you'd like to, and I'll walk you through this. But you've got to come up with ways that you can talk about real estate in an authentic and relational way on your personal page, so that your sphere doesn't forget you exist.
Right.
And so that's where I would start. I will also, about once a month, I might put up a post on my personal page that just says something like, hey, everybody, if you haven't, would you mind liking my business page? Also, tag your business page in the comments, and I'll go like yours as well. And so you'll slowly get more and more friends to move over to your business page. So hopefully that's helpful. Other questions? Do we have any other questions? Y'all are going to get quiet on me and make me think that I didn't do a good job. So I need your help.
Hey, Kyle, I was wondering, how often do you think how many times a week should you post something on social media, video? I think you said once a week. Our internal marketing here says like almost every day. I think that's excessive. I just wanted your opinion on that.
So they're saying every day to just post, or every day to do video?
Every day to just post. Well, 5 times a week, I think they said, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I would pretty much align with that. I coach people on our personal pages. We should post every day something, whether it's business or personal. And then on our business pages, I don't think we need to post more than once or twice a week. Instagram would be the same. You can run your business and personal through one Instagram account, and we've got to be present every day. And really, Andy, here's why. So if we look at, let's see, let me pull a random piece of paper off my desk. So if we look at this as a timeline, right? So like we've got a timeline. We post, like, let's call this right here a Monday, and then we don't post again until Friday, which would be at the end of the timeline. Well, what if our friend finds out that they're being transferred to a new city on Wednesday? And so their spouse jumps on Facebook, and the first realtor they see is just who fills their mind, and that's who they reach out to first. And then I have to say, shame on me for having only been present Monday and Friday, and I missed my friend on Wednesday, right? So because we can't predict when the buying decision is going to happen, we have to be present in some capacity on a daily basis if we want to always be first in line to receive our friends in our sphere when they wake up and go, we're moving, or how much equity do we have, right? Any of those those types of questions.
Kyle, to go along with that, I know you told me to always make sure you go like or respond when somebody responds to your page.
Yeah.
Is that like true? Just like, is it okay to do just like a thumbs up, or do you have to write something in the comments?
Well, so, Cindy, in theory, a thumbs up is going to keep you being memorable to someone. But the more engaging we can get with our actual comment is just going to drive that up even more. Right. So, I could thumbs up a photo, but if I instead I said, your daughter is so freaking cute, right? Like, that's going to leave me being way more memorable on that photo than just thumbs upping it.
And isn't it true, like if you wait a day to do that, then it makes the post pop back up again? If you have something
Yes. So that would be different than commenting on other people's posts. So that would be if you did a video today and you got 10 comments on it. Tomorrow, you should respond to a couple of those comments. And then the next day, you should respond to a couple of those comments. And I would do that every day until you get through all the comments. And what that does in the Facebook algorithm is it wakes the post back up and it throws it back to the top of people's timeline. And so you'll get way more action out of your content because the algorithm's like, whoa, people still want to see Kyle's post. Well, then let's keep showing it to more people. So we can kind of trick the algorithm by going back days, even weeks later, and responding to different comments.
I have a couple questions.
Yes, ma'am.
First off, I was always told if you have a business page and then you should share it to your personal page. Are people getting things twice then all the time?
Sometimes they will. Most of the time they won't, just because Facebook doesn't really like to show all of our content to the same people every single time. Okay. So it, sometimes they will see back-to-back posts of the same thing. Other times they won't. Nancy, the biggest problem though is Facebook hates it when we share business posts to our personal page because they see that as us cheating the system, right? So Jim mentioned that he runs ads. He may even boost posts. So when we share something to our personal page, Facebook sees that as us trying to bypass spending money. And so this is why you've noticed, all of you have probably noticed, when you share a post to your personal page from your business page, you might get 1 like, even though you have 1,500 Facebook friends. But then if you post a picture of you and your dog, you might get 50. And it's because Facebook is suppressing the post you shared from your business page. So you're better off doing a post on your business page and then doing a brand new post from your personal page and letting them be 2 distinct posts instead of a share from one to the other.
Okay.
And it's a little bit extra effort, but it's going to benefit you in the end.
Second question is, I see lately a lot, and I think part of it has to do with the world today, but a lot of people, they start having conversations. And I don't know if that turns people off. Like you said, somebody said, oh, that's a great picture. And then they reply, oh, that's great, it's so-and-so. And then they reply, and before you know it, there's a 10-line conversation going on. And what's your opinion on that when people start conversing?
I think, again, it's just my opinion. There's a million opinions out there. I think it's become less annoying because it happens all the time. I remember being annoyed by it a couple years ago, but now people are getting smarter. And so we realize now that the more of those conversations we're having in the comments, the better the post performs.
Okay.
So I want those dialogues to take place because more people are going to see that post. As opposed to 2 years ago, I would have instantly taken your comment and we would have gone to direct message.
Okay.
So I like keeping it public for the sake of the algorithm working in my favor.
Okay. Thanks.
Even though it may be annoying to some people. All right, guys. Anything else?
Thank you, Kyle. That was awesome.
You're welcome.
Thank
You guys come up with questions later. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help.
Hey, Kyle, thanks a lot. Oh, sorry, Cindy, go ahead.
No, I was going to say we definitely will be reaching out to you.
Yeah,
all
for
right.
Sure. That was great. Appreciate you being on here, and I know our hour is up, but just like you and what we do at Stewart Title here, we want to help you get business out there, and once we get through this thing, still have your best year yet. So Kyle, I can't thank you enough. Is it okay? I've recorded this. Okay if I send this out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. So, and Cindy has the presentation too. So please talk to your Stewart Title rep, and we'll be happy to get all those out to you. And thanks so much, Kyle. Again, we really appreciate it. And hopefully next time I can see you in person.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm ready.
Right. Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Kyle.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great day.
Yeah. Thanks,
Thanks.
Cindy. Thanks for the invite.
Thanks, Nancy.
Yeah.